Today's topic will be way off topic, I guess, from my channel. Believe it or not, I actually have a life besides RVing and camping and boondocking and all that. But I wanted to start this one off with NASCAR. If you're a NASCAR fan, great. I hope I get some comments and some feedback on it. If you're not a NASCAR fanatic and just merely a fan, I hope you get something interesting out of it. I don't know what. Every time I start the camera, I start coughing. Try a little coffee. But anyway, NASCAR season. It's open. Jeff Gordon won the pole at Daytona 500. I think that's good. That's a good thing. He deserves it. This is his last year, from what he says. I don't know now. But mostly what I wanted to talk about was Danica Patrick. Not just because she's a woman, but because of her background, of her racing ability, and all of that. My mother was a real NASCAR fan, and I swear she was a woman in a man's body. First thing she'd say, as soon as the camera went on to Danica Patrick's number 10, GoDaddy number 10, she'd say, "What is a woman doing in there racing? That's a man's sport." Well, whatever. But if you've been watching her like I've been watching her, she started out coming from open-wheeled cars, Formula One type cars, I think. I'm not an expert by any way of thinking at all, but I have an interest in it. And when she was in the Nationwide, she was doing really good. She was always finishing in the top 5 or 10, and sometimes second and third. And she won a bunch of awards and all that. Well, and then Junior brought her into the big boys of racing. I don't know. I'm one of those guys that think you just go fast and turn left. And, hopefully you'll make it to the finish line without getting into a wreck. But ever since she's been in the Sprint Series racing, it's been a rough time for her. The cars are different, yes. The cars are a little more powerful, yes. But it just seems like every time that she starts to, make progress, something happens to her car. If you've noticed, they have the in-car cameras, and if they'll turn on to some of the top contenders, Johnson, Gordon, Jr. If you watch them, it's like they're out for a Sunday drive. They just kind of just go around the track, and they're just all comfortable. And even Junior takes his hand and goes this way, and has a little movement back and forth. But on the rare times that they put the camera on Danica Patrick, facing forward, you can see her hands on the steering wheel. She's fighting it constantly, going through the curves. And then even sometimes on the straightaway, she's fighting it constantly. And then she starts dropping back. I know that these pit crews are extremely dedicated to what they do. I just question the loyalty of some of them. Just my opinion, and that's just the way I feel. Because she can be, doing really well, start moving up in line, get up as high as, 10th, 7th, and then there'll be a pit stop, and she'll come back out, and after that, her car just goes to pot. Why? Why does that happen? Put new tires on, they do this, they do that, and then the rest of the race, she spends the whole time in 27th, trying to figure out how to compensate for what her car was 20 minutes ago. And then, Jimmy Stewart says, that he has full confidence in her, and that she's going to make a good season, and then they take away her pit crew boss, put in a rookie boss. I don't understand that. If a car and crew is working good, leave it alone. Have you ever heard that? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, I don't understand. Like I said, I'm not an expert. What I'd like to see Danica do is buy her own car, get her own car, keep her sponsor, hire her own pit crews, and then say neener neener to them. She don't have to, she doesn't have to answer to anybody. That's just the way I feel about it. But and I think she could do it. I think she'd do well with that. She may start, towards the rear, but she will steadily gain on that just because of her background. I mean, she's been racing since she was a little kid. So now I lost my train of thought. I hate it when that happens. I've heard some of those guys say, well, she better get out of my way when I come around or I'll knock her out of the way. She's just out there trying to make a living, trying to make a race car, just like everybody else. And I've heard her say, if she's a lap down or more, she'll get out of their way. She'll move up, get out of the way. Sometimes I think that she can't get far enough away from them, because it just seems sometimes like they will just, she goes up and tries to get out of the way, they'll come up next to her. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bump your bumper like that. I didn't mean to blow you off of the track. So, anyway, that's just my take on it. Anybody else got a good take? Somebody wants to jump in there and say something? I welcome that. I've said that before, and I apologize if you come to my channel to see something about RVs and boondocking today, but hell, today's the open day in NASCAR. So, there's going to be the speed weeks are open, and then Daytona 500. I'm going to be watching that, and I'm probably going to be commenting about it a little bit too. So, anyway, hope you have the best day that you can possibly have. Hope it was a good day, and I'll talk to you again soon.